Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Daily Extra here on Patreon now. On last night's Daily Extra, Baz reported. Kieran Dowell. There's been rumours in the last couple of weeks. I don't think they haven't quite like permeated down here. It hasn't been a big thing. But up in Scotland, at a club called Glasgow Rangers, that a gentleman called Steven Gerrard is the manager. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Nope, don't know who he is.
Never done anything in his life.
Nope.
Been a lot of rumours linking Kieran Dowell with a move on loan to Rangers. Now he spoke about him. I think he spoke about him after their game. They went top of the league at the weekend, and he spoke about him. And he said, you know, someone they're very interested in, good player, but obviously. Yeah, but you know, he's an Everton player, so that's not too much. That's exactly how he said it, by the way.
Yeah. No, still, I've never heard of him. No. Just trying to get any.
No.
Stain anything, no.
No. So, do you think Kieran Dowell, do you think moving to Rangers would be a good move for him?
It's a tough one because the level of Scottish football isn't great. So, if you look at it, break it down on the quality of that league, you'd go, is he really going to get anything from it? However, the size of Rangers and the demands on them from their supporters and the spotlight on them and all that, then it could potentially be one that is more advantageous than, say, him going back into the Championship. He played the season in the Championship last season, started off really good and dropped off a bit. This one, I think that the key thing for me is there's two things. One, the crowd and the passion of them and all that. You get to play in about 14 Old Firm derbies because they play each other about 30 times a season. You get to play in a couple of Old Firm derbies before the end of the season. And number two is working with Steven Gerrard, who, whether we like it or not, was a fantastic midfielder. You
don't even know who he was?
I just read, while you were doing that, I was quickly looking him up. Apparently, he was a good midfielder. He's a good midfielder, but also someone who I expect demands.
We've seen that from him so far, haven't we? I mean, I'm not one for. I've mentioned before about players going in the Championship, and I think Kieran Dowell's a bit of an exception because I don't think that he's anywhere sort of near the level. I think that he's an exception in terms of the player he is as well. We've watched Kieran Dowell, I know we've mentioned it loads of times, and we spoke to David Unsworth about him a couple of weeks ago off the record, and you know what he said to us was that he's got all the quality in the world to be a Premier League player.
A top Premier League player, he said, didn't he?
It just needs to be.
It's not there yet.
Just to be, you know, he has to get there. And he said, you know, maybe that'll take a few loans, and we have to, you know, it's not his job to. He's a first team squad player, so it's not his job to, you know, if he gets him, he'll use him. But he's not an under 23 player. He's a first team squad member. So it's up to the manager and Marcel Brands, I would imagine, to do what they want with him. I think there was high hopes for him in the summer. I think that's why we let Vlasic go, was because of Kieran Dowell maybe pushing on and giving them the managers something to think about. He played in the League Cup and didn't really didn't take the opportunity with both hands. And I think that's a prime example of what the lad is. The lad's got all the talent in the world. We've seen that left peg, but he doesn't grab all the games and he just drifts. I'd like to say in and out of them, but mostly just out of them. And I think what we seen at Forest was when we seen him in spells of Forest, where you'd see him and look at the goals he's scoring. And in the FA Cup game against Arsenal, I thought he was excellent. And then towards the end of the season, when they got a new manager, and the manager was asking him to you know, elevate his game, it wasn't there. So I think this move would really benefit him, and I think it would really benefit him because the reasons you just said. Okay, the quality mightn't be there in the Scottish game, but that might help him because he might be able to stand out. But I think what he needs more than anything, he needs to be pushed. He needs to be elevated to a level that Rangers are going to go for trying to get the lead this season. You know, Celtic. I expect Celtic will win it in the end. I think that they come off the back of a Europa League game the other day and they got beat at the weekend. I think that's just like where they are. But now they've got this spell, and then they'll win games and they'll get back on top of the league. But having that, I think would be brilliant for Kieran Dowell, having the responsibility to come into a side and try and elevate it. I think what Steven Gerrard is saying, or it's, you know, what they're looking for, is they're looking for a player to come in and give them that little bit of extra
quality. Yeah.
And I think that's what you know. If you're saying to Kieran Dowell, we're bringing you into our team, and you're going to be pivotal to this team, and we could win the league because of you.
Because of you, yeah.
And that quality, I think that is exactly what Kieran Dowell needs to push him on. Because we're not asking him for quality, we know he's got quality. We're asking him for that extra thing, and have you got it? And it's what all good players have, and it's what separated Gerrard from everybody else around him. When Liverpool were absolutely dire, he grabbed all the games. The European Cup final against AC Milan.
FA Cup
if it hadn't been, FA Cup final against West Ham. If it hadn't been for him just going, I'm getting old of these games, they'd have never won those trophies. He was the difference. Liverpool fans all know that. They know that Champions League team was. You look at some of the players, shite, but he grabbed hold of that, and he went, and that's why he's respected everywhere all over the world, is because he grabbed games like top players do.
Yeah.
And I think that is exactly what we need with Kieran Dowell. We need that extra for him to take that extra responsibility, but it's very hard for him to do that at Everton at the moment. There's no wiggle room to do that, but it's somewhere like Rangers. I think that's ideal.
Well, I think straight away you get a boost if he goes on. Gerrard's been talking about him for a few weeks now, so this has been
definitely
bouncing around, and I think it was the most he spoke about him at the weekend in terms of what he brings. He said he's watched him for a while, he admires him. You know, he can bring us an extra quality and give us an extra, but he did, you know, the caveat was there, he's an Everton player and we haven't done a deal yet, so we'll have to see. But if you're Kieran Dowell, you're at Everton, you're thinking, you're comfortable going training every day, you know, the play, you've been there all your life. The manager's got you in with the first team, so you're on the fringes, but you're not playing. And I suppose over Christmas will show him, you know, we've got a lot of games and we'll have to use the squad. If he's still not getting on the pitch in that time, he may get on the bench for a couple of games, possibly, but if he's not getting on the pitch, you've got to look at it yourself and go, I'm trying to get to that level. Now, what David Underwood's saying to us, he's got the ability to be a top Premier League player. You can guarantee that David Underwood's saying it to Kieran Dowell. You know, you might be sitting there going, you need to go on loan again, Kieran. Get a couple of loans under your belt. You can get in this team because you've got the ability. Some players will get in Everton's first team, not because they've got Kieran Dowell's ability. They probably haven't got anywhere near Kieran Dowell's ability, but they've got the work rate and the effort, and they get themselves above the pitch. Which he floats through games, like you said. He was very good against Rotherham in the League Cup. For us, he played centre midfield. He was good that night. But against Southampton in the next round, he was totally innocuous. I think he had one shot in the game, and typical Kieran, he'd like left foot pinged it just wide. Other than that, I don't think he touched the ball. So that's what he's got to do. The Gourmay is the same. He scored a good goal with his right foot, a couple of other lovely little things with his left foot, and then they drifted out the game again. And how can he stay in the game? If you're going to Rangers and you've got Steven Gerrard, regardless of who you are, Steven Gerrard's only really just out the game, isn't he? He's a few years out the game, not many. So he's still fresh as this icon of British football, and this player coming from this city, you know how good he is. You've got him saying to you, you've got all the quality in the world, work a bit at and all. You're going to take that on board, and you're absolutely right. He needs someone who might tell him a few home truths, because I'm not sure he gets that at Everton. He might get at Everton, or Kieran, and we know your character and we know you're good. Where maybe he needs someone to go, you need to start putting your foot in and running around that pitch. You've got the ability, and that might light a little bit of a fire inside him, because it might take him another 18 months before we see a player and go, what a player he is now. At the moment, he's not going to get that at Everton. Playing 23 is not going to benefit him. Yeah, he might play against Lincoln in the FA Cup, but that's still 3 or 4 weeks away, 3 weeks away. Whereas Rangers might be like, listen, we want to take you on the first and we want to play you on the second, because they play on the set, like whatever.
Well, it's the business end as well, isn't it? It's the business end of the season.
Get himself involved. Get him still in the Scottish Cup.
I think so, yeah.
So there's options there, and I think they're still in the Europa League. Sure they are. Have a look and I'll fill it. Pause. No, we won't. But if they are, then that's another little bit of experience for him. He hasn't played in it for us this year, so we could ideally play in it. But even if they're not, the top of the league at the moment in Scotland, they're going to have to play in... they're going to have to play, like I say, 2 old firm derbies. So we've probably got one at Ibrox and one at Celtic Park.
No,
so,
they were third in their group.
Oh, were they? So they just gone off.
Didn't
Okay. So they've got 45,000 or something at Ibrox against Celtic and 60,000 at Celtic Park. That'll be the biggest 2 crowds he will have played under at club level. I'm pretty certain, because I don't think he's played for us at any. He hasn't played for us in any big stadiums, and certainly.
Go Mario. Away.
Away, yeah. But there wasn't, yeah. But so there'll be, you know, big crowd baying for blood. Certainly Celtic Park, you know, that's it. Can you play under them conditions? Can you go and make an impact when all that pressure's on you? And it's his opportunity to do it, and he's got the ability.
But I think that's the most important thing. No, it's the opportunity. It's someone saying to you, "We've been after you for a while. We want you in this team. We want you in that number 10 position or whatever. We want you. We're not bringing you to sit on the bench.
No,
we want your quality to go and win us the league.
Yeah.
That's exactly the kind of thing he needs. And I know. Listen, I know the quality. It's not necessarily about the quality levels with Kieran Dowell.
He's got the ability.
Yeah, and you know, maybe repeat myself, but it's that extra thing that I don't know. It just no one seems to have been able to get it out of him yet. That thing, that drive, that passion, that which
I think he plays as if he's just like this laid back character, as if it's like a bit laissez-faire, just flick it here, and doesn't really. And he might need someone to go, it does matter, mate, it does matter, and you have to prove it week after week after week. We're trying to win something we haven't won for years. Celtic have dominated 9 on the run, and just for 10, isn't it? They're trying to do it. We can stop this. You can go down in history as a player that stopped them winning 10 titles.
I don't think it's 10 this year.
Or whatever it is. It's soon though, isn't it?
I think this is...
But he was talking about Kieran Tierney staying for 10 then.
Yeah, well, that was like 3, that's what I'm saying, he was staying for like 3 years.
Go on, keep talking.
It's only about 6, I think it's about 6 or 7. No, you're absolutely right, it is about getting that drive into him and understand. He's not going to make it anyway unless he's got that drive in him. Because if he's not, I mean, how many teams, at the end of the day, if you wanted a club where you could just probably sit around and do nothing for a few years, Everton's actually the best place to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everyone else there's always seems to be a pressing demand on them. Everton, you're probably at the right place. You can just swan around. But
when you've been there as long as he has, and he knows the place inside out, you know, and he's a good player and all that. So,
but how many opportunities is he going to get where he's playing in front of, you know, 40,000 fans every week at home, then going away and playing?
Yeah, that's 7. It's going to be 7.
And then
what are you doing, son? Staying.
And then going away and playing in like smaller crowds, but then it's a different kind of atmosphere. And different conditions, and
can you do it?
AstroTurf and
the kicking shite out of you, some of them.
And I just think that I would love this move to come off, because otherwise
I think it will.
What are we saying? Are we saying, yeah, just go to Wigan, or just go to this team, or just go to that? Even for me, even if he went to somewhere like, you know, even if he went to Leeds or he went to Norwich, which I don't think he would, they'd be looking at him. I just think it would be different. For me, this is like that pressure of, we can actually finish above Celtic, which I don't want to happen, by the way. I want Celtic to win the league, but that pressure of saying, listen, because Scotland's so unique, because you've got these 2 teams and the huge clubs, the huge clubs in this piss poor league. But because those 2 clubs, I mean, if Rangers could win the league this season, it would shake the foundations of Scottish football.
It ignites it again, doesn't it? And makes it a real rivalry.
Yeah,
because everyone's just looked for a couple of years and gone, Rangers are, they're coming back, but they're nothing. Where this would go, actually, Rangers have just won the league and are here to knock your nose out of joint now. Might attract more investment into them.
That's why. I mean, that's why when Rangers got Gerrard, it was such a big deal, because they knew that by bringing him as a name into that league, it was like, fucking hell, we're getting Steven Gerrard. Now to us that's like, we're like, Steven Gerrard, but he's almost the equivalent, not quite the equivalent, but it's like that. It's almost like to other people he's like, we look at Zidane and we're just like, and I know Zidane won a World Cup and it's a bit different, but people look at like the Zidanes and of that era and the Figos and the Beckhams, exactly. They look at him like that, whereas we go, it's him. So for Rangers to attract him and bring that, like, people in Scotland were salivating over it, you know, because it was like, we're getting a big name into Scottish football. This is gonna energise the league, and I think it has done. To be fair,
I think if he wins it, it's a great start. I know. Listen, I'm not really arsed he wins it, to be honest with you. I really don't care. Well, I don't care either way. But I think for the good of the game up there, it's better if Rangers win it, because that would really, because then it'll re-energise.
It'd be better if Celtic are pushed. If they're pushed,
you know what I mean. You want the whole league like that, because you want that other teams are pushed them.
So yeah, I honestly, I think this would be huge for the lad. I think it'd be huge. I think he'd understand.
I don't think there's any point in going back into the Championship now at this level. I think for him, it's somewhere like Rangers or it's Germany. Try and get a club in Germany or something. That's where I think he needs to be looking now. I think the Championship is good when they're teetering on, or for confidence thing. He's done that and played in it. His levels are very good, Kieran Dowell, in terms of ability-wise, what he can do. It's about being able to sustain it. And Lookman went out to Germany, he was excellent. We've seen Sancho, we've seen Nelson Thingy going out there. All the players are trying to get out there, young kids. A lot of teams are bottling it in case their youngsters are starting to go out, because you're seeing people going, oh no, I'm not re-signing, I want to go somewhere else. So West Ham have got at the moment with Reece Oxford, who's been linked with us over the weekend. But I think forget the Championship for a player like him. I think for him it could be this, because of who's the manager, more so, whether we like it or not. I think he will be good for him. Or if not, then try and get his agent to get him somewhere in Germany on. But I think Rangers will be better for him next, because it'd give him that responsibility and that opportunity and ability to be able to be a part of something that,
and I think
is big for them.
I think just finally on this, it's that idea of bringing him in and saying, I want you in my first team and I want you to be playing, and if he's not playing, then that's his own fault. That's his own fault. It's not like one of these ones where it's like,
not going to fight battle to get in the team.
He wants him in the team. He sees the quality. He thinks the quality will elevate the team. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I'd go. If you're watching, Kieran, go.
Do it, Key. Get yourself there. Bit more experience. Build yourself levels up.
Could be the thing that makes him. Could be the thing.
Work with Gerrard, and it could be that drive that you get off Steven Gerrard actually makes you go, you know what? That's what I need to be doing.
Into life.
And then that's it. The next minute back at you in the Everton side.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I know it's Gerrard, but come on.
You have to take your Everton hat off and look at him and go, he was a brilliant footballer, and he was a very, very driven player, unbelievably so disciplined enough to pull Liverpool through games. If he can impress that on other players, then why don't we benefit from him instead of being a frigging recipient of him in the past?
There you go. Let us know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.